Your cat wishes far more from you than you think. And no, it is not about food. Every day she shows you exactly what she really needs, but you overlook it, just like most people. And these quiet wishes are what change your relationship forever. But to fulfill them, you first have to know them. Sometimes a cat walks slowly into the living room. No meowing, no meaningful look. She simply sits down on the edge of the couch and waits. Not for food, not for toys, but for presence. Many of these quiet moments remain unnoticed because humans have learned to react to obvious signals. A loud meow, scratching at the door, a striking movement. But cats often communicate with tiny signals. A brief look, a slow blink, a consciously chosen spot in the room. The crucial thing is this: cats are masters of nuance. While a dog jumps up and barks, for a cat, a small change in body position is enough to say, "I want you here." These silent gestures have a clear meaning: closeness without pressure, attention without intrusion. It is their way of saying, "I need you now." But in a way we easily overlook when the TV is on or the phone is in our hand. And that is exactly the point. Many owners interpret the calm their cats radiate as indifference. In truth, it is the exact opposite. Anyone who learns to see these subtle signals often realizes how clearly the cat has already been communicating. And that raises a crucial question. How many of these quiet signals get lost in everyday life simply because we take them for granted? For a cat, safety does not mean a lock on the door or a high wall. Safety arises from predictability. When things in everyday life are reliable, when feeding happens, how calm the evening is, when the human wakes up, an invisible framework emerges. And this framework is as important to them as a fixed sleeping place is to other animals. Cats are creatures of habit. When routines suddenly change, for example, loud music in the evening, a hectic morning, or irregular playtimes, a subtle but measurable feeling of unrest arises. It does not always show in obvious ways. Sometimes it is only a hesitant look, a cautious step through the hallway, or suddenly avoiding certain rooms. What humans see as little things are fixed points on your cat's inner map. A quiet moment after feeding, the sound of the coffee machine in the morning, the way the apartment gets a little quieter every evening. All of this tells her everything is as always. And that is why, when the human suddenly becomes nervous, loud, or disrupts patterns, the cat notices. She does not react to words, but to patterns. Because your cat does not listen to your tone of voice, she listens to your habits. Even small adjustments can work wonders. A fixed ritual before bedtime, a few minutes of silence before the light goes off, a predictable sequence of feeding and play. Insignificant to us, but for her a foundation of safety and well-being. When a cat lies next to her human but not directly on them, that is not a lack of affection. It is an expression of trust. Cats need closeness, but they want to decide for themselves how close they come. A human who understands this will quickly notice the less he forces, the more the cat will offer by herself. For cats, closeness often means shared quiet time. Many cats do not seek their humans to be petted, but simply to be near them. On the sofa, at the desk, at the foot of the bed. This shared doing nothing is not emptiness, it is real bonding. Interestingly, there is a little-known scientific finding. When cats regularly experience synchronized rest phases with their owners, meaning they settle down together, a more stable attachment pattern is observed. That can be as simple as TV off, phone away, cat on the sofa, human beside her. No talking, no expectation, just shared silence. And that is often misinterpreted. People think, she doesn't even want to cuddle. But she already is, in her own way. She trusts enough to relax in your presence. Anyone who learns to recognize these quiet forms of connection changes their relationship with their cat in a tangible way. Because true closeness is not about holding, it is about giving space. For cats, play is not just a pleasant pastime. It is their hunting instinct finding a place in a safe environment. In nature, they spend a large part of the day spotting prey, stalking, striking. If this instinct is not given an outlet in everyday life, energy builds up and discharges in other ways. Restlessness, scratching furniture, nighttime activity. Many owners do play regularly, but without closure. The cat chases the feather wand or ribbon, and then suddenly, it just stops. Or the exact opposite, it goes on and on without success and until the cat loses interest. But for her, that is like a marathon without a finish line. Real hunting success only happens when she gets to catch the toy. When she feels that her tension pays off. Only then does her stress level drop and her body settles. Just as nature taught her. Hunt, bring down prey, rest. A few minutes of deliberate, undisturbed play each day can work wonders. That can be a short hunting sequence in the evening before it gets quiet. A shared ritual that strengthens safety and bonding. And that is the difference. Playing with a cat without giving her a sense of success leaves part of her instinct open. Allowing her to make a kill, even if it is only a piece of fabric, gives her the feeling, I have completed my task for today. I can rest now. Cats notice whether a human is truly present or merely physically in the room. They sense when the attention is elsewhere, on the phone, on the TV, on thoughts unrelated to the moment. And here lies a wish many underestimate. Cats want to be perceived. That does not mean one has to look at the cat the whole time or constantly entertain her. It is about regular attention without distraction. For example, when she quietly lies down next to the chair and simply waits. No meowing, no demands. Just a silent offer. When the human is truly present in that moment, connection arises, even without words. A practical step to consciously strengthen this. Spend about 10 minutes every evening before bed without disturbances. No screen, no scrolling, no background noise. Simply being in the same room and sitting together. For the cat, this is not a side effect. It is a clear signal of reliability and care. Something that is admittedly getting harder for us in modern life. External stimuli are strong. There is always a new Netflix series, an unanswered WhatsApp message, or fleeting YouTube shorts pulling our attention away. And that raises a quiet but very honest question. How often are you physically there, but mentally somewhere else? When a cat regularly experiences that her human is truly present, her entire body language changes. Less tension, more closeness, more frequent eye contact. These are not spectacular moments, but exactly these small things make relationships stable. Trust in cats does not arise from a single spectacular experience. It grows in small steps, almost invisibly, over weeks, months, sometimes years. Every recurring gesture, every calm encounter, every reliable ritual is a building block from which her sense of safety is made. Cats are observant. They notice when a human is reliable, when playtimes are not constantly postponed, when rest periods are respected, when their signals are answered, not with words, but with behavior. This consistency is more important to them than any treat from a bag. When all of this comes together, the quiet language, fixed routines, closeness on their terms, hunting success, and true presence, something arises that cannot be forced. Trust. A trust shown in tiny gestures. A blink, a gentle head bump, a moment when she voluntarily comes closer. Many owners believe bonding happens through cuddling or feeding, but in truth it arises through a lived feeling the cat understands. Here I am safe. Here I can relax. When cats feel safe, they show it in a way many humans perceive as a small compliment. They seek closeness in sleep. They lie next to their human, sometimes on the blanket, sometimes even directly on the pillow, but always as a conscious choice. Why sleep is such a sensitive moment for cats, and what they are actually telling us by doing that, is no coincidence. It is one of the clearest signs of trust there is. And that is exactly the topic of the next video. So if you truly want to understand why your cat sleeps with you, and what she is actually telling you, then click the video right next to this one. Because the night often reveals more about your bond than the entire day.